All right, so this is the corrections of your homework study sheet that hopefully you took home, hopefully you finished it last night, hopefully you have it now, so hopefully it's on your desk. If it's not on your desk, if you weren't here yesterday, or if you didn't bring it back today, you know you need to write all of this stuff in your blue math notebook. So before your quiz this morning, do a quick review. You had 4 different angle relationships to learn. Complementary angles are the ones that are right angles that add up to 90 degrees. Supplementary angles are the ones that are 180 degrees, so they add up to a straight line. Opposite angles are the ones that measure the same amount of degrees. You don't need to calculate anything, and they are directly across from each other. Co-interior angles are the ones that are inside the lines of parallel lines, and they add up to 180 degrees. All right, so yesterday we did A, and now we'll do B. Complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. So if I have one complementary angle that's 31, I need to find the missing complementary angle that will add up to 90. So I take my 90 and I minus the one that I know to find the missing one. Do I have to borrow? Yes, I have to borrow. 9 turns to 8, 0 turns to 10. 10 minus 1 is 9, 8 minus 3 is 5. So the complementary angle of 31 is 59 degrees. So check to see if you got that right. If you did, give yourself a big check mark. Supplementary angles are the ones that add up to 180 degrees. So if I have one angle that's 95, I need to minus that from 180 to find the missing angle. So I take my 180, take my 95, and I minus. Do I have to borrow? Yes, I have to borrow. You can't take 5 away from 0, there's not enough. So 8 turns to 7, 0 turns to 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 9, you can't do that either. So to borrow again. 17 minus 9 is 8. So I've got 85. 85 degrees and 95 degrees add up to 180. So they are supplementary angles. Check to see if you got that right. If you did, give yourself a big check mark. And then turn the page. So find the missing angles on the diagrams. We did A yesterday. So now we'll do B. We know that a straight line is 180. So if I take 73 away from 180, I'll find the missing angle. Do I have to borrow? Yes, I have to borrow. So 10 minus 3 is 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. 1 minus nothing is 1. So I know that angle B is 107 degrees. There's my missing angle, and now I'm done with that diagram. Next. We did C yesterday, and now we'll do D. So D is a right angle. It adds up to 90 degrees, but it's split into 3. So I need to add the ones that I know together and then minus from 90 to find the missing one. So I take my 14 and I take my 31. I take the angles that I already know and I add them up. 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 plus 3 is 4. And then I minus from 90 to find out what the missing middle angle is. Do I have to borrow? Yes, I have to borrow. 10 minus 5 is 5, 8 minus 4 is 4, so I know that the angle in the middle is 45 degrees. Check and see if you got that right. If you did, give yourself 2 big check marks, 1 for each calculation. All right, and now let's do the last one. So yesterday we did angle F, a diagram F, which was a lot of different angles. Today we're gonna do angle diagram E. And I'm gonna start with, always start with your opposite angles, right? So 61 is directly opposite to C. So I know that C is 61. 25 is directly opposite from B. So I know B is 25. I don't know what A and D are, but I can find out now that I know these 2 things. So let's think about a straight line. To find angle A, I can add up the ones that I know to find how many degrees are there in both of these angles, and then minus from 180 to find the rest of my straight line. So 61 and 25, add them up. 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8. So I've got 86, and I minus from 180 to find the missing angle. I need to borrow. 10 minus 6 is 4, 7 minus 8, can't do that. 17 minus 8 is 9, sorry. So 94 degrees. And angle A is directly opposite to angle D. So now I know angle D is 94 degrees. And I figured it all out. Don't forget, on your quiz, you want to make sure that you do the opposite angles first. If your diagram has opposite angles, that's the easiest way to figure out the missing angles first before you start doing calculations. So, there's your corrections. What you need to do now is hand in your homework if you brought it back, and Kenny will file it and you'll get extra marks for that. And then take everything off your desk because it's time for your quiz.